Have you ever had that feeling where you did everything right but still ended up losing? You diligently pay for your insurance. You go for your routine checkup, which is 100% covered. But because of one word spoken by the doctor and one 10-minute procedure, a month later you receive a bill that could devastate your budget. The healthcare system is designed to catch you in this trap. I'll show you how this snare works and how to avoid it. Imagine Maxim. He goes for his annual checkup. He's healthy. He just wants to make sure everything is in order. The doctor is friendly, the atmosphere calm. Maxim feels like a responsible person. He's the ideal patient, playing by all the rules. Maxim didn't just pay for insurance, he carefully chose a PPO plan and, before booking, checked on the insurance website that this specific doctor was in-network to avoid any surprises. He did all his homework. During the exam, the doctor notices something minor. For instance, a small mole. "Oh, we can take care of that quickly right now. It'll only take a couple of minutes," he says. Maxim agrees because it's convenient. No need to come back again. The procedure takes 10 minutes. He leaves the clinic feeling relieved. At this moment, the convenience trap is sprung. The doctor offers to save Maxim time. It seems like a caring gesture, and refusing feels illogical. Maxim falls prey to a cognitive bias, eager to solve the problem here and now, without thinking about the hidden financial consequences. A month later, an envelope arrives. Maxim opens it, expecting to see a zero balance. Instead, there's a number with several zeros. He's not looking at a simple bill, but a document titled Explanation of Benefits. Next to the line, Removal of Benign Lesion, code 11402. There's an amount of $1,850. A note beside it reads, Patient deductible applies. That 10-minute procedure turned out to be more expensive than his monthly rent. What went wrong? What word turned a free visit into debt? And most importantly, how can you ensure you don't become the next Maxim? Now, pause for a second. Have you ever received a doctor's bill you couldn't explain? Or perhaps you've postponed a visit because you feared exactly this outcome. This fear isn't paranoia. It's an intuitive understanding of the system I'm about to explain. This fear is absolutely real. According to a Kaiser Family Foundation study, medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy in the U.S. It surpasses credit card and mortgage debt. You're not afraid of doctors. You're afraid of a system that has turned healthcare into financial Russian roulette. And this roulette operates in its own language, the language of codes. Every action you take in the doctor's office, every procedure, every test, is translated into a special number. This is the language the hospital uses to communicate with your insurance. And in this language, there are two words that decide everything: preventive and diagnostic. Maxim's visit began under one code and ended under another. This is the essence of the trap. It's not just a couple of codes. It's an entire universe known as CPT, with over 10,000 numbers for everything a doctor can do to you. Learning them all is impossible. But you only need to know the difference between just two types to protect yourself. Imagine you've gone to a restaurant for a fixed-price business lunch. But the waiter says, "Our signature sauce would be perfect with your steak." You agree. Then you see a bill 5 times larger. Because as soon as you ordered the sauce, your order stopped being a business lunch. Each dish was charged separately at full price. It's the same in medicine. One additional service changes the code for the entire visit. In the industry, this is called upcoding. Your task is to not let your business lunch turn into a banquet without your knowledge. There are two worlds with two different price tags. A preventive visit is when you come in asking, "Is everything okay with me?" Insurance covers it completely. The Affordable Care Act literally obliges it to do so because preventing illness is cheaper than treating it. But there's another world, a diagnostic visit. This is when you come in with a complaint like, "It hurts here," or when the doctor finds a problem during the exam and starts to solve it. The insurer's obligation to pay for everything instantly disappears. The moment Maxim's doctor said, "Let's remove this mole while we're at it," became that sauce. It's a financial Rubicon. As soon as you agree to such a phrase, you invisibly cross the border from the land of free prevention into the empire of paid treatment. There's no turning back within that visit. The system sees codes, not you. But you can make these codes work for you. There are specific phrases a doctor might say that should serve as alarm signals. We'll break down this trap language and learn how to respond to it. The first trigger phrase sounds like care. Since you're here. To the insurance company, this sounds like, the patient came for one purpose, but we found another problem and began to investigate it. This is an almost guaranteed shift to a diagnostic code. It doesn't mean you should refuse. It means you need to understand the consequences. This is where a classic technique from Robert Cialdini's arsenal comes into play, the principle of reciprocity. The doctor offers you a gift, saving your time. You feel a subconscious obligation to agree so as not to seem ungrateful. But the price of this gift can be enormous. The second alarm signal is a phrase that devalues the action in terms of time, but not money. It will only take a minute. Removing a mole, flushing an ear, a quick bandage change. These are all separate procedures with their own codes and prices, even if they take 60 seconds. Imagine a CPT code is like a software license key. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to enter it, a second or 10 minutes. The price of the key doesn't change. Quick in medicine almost never means cheap. Let's look at this through the doctor's eyes for a second. He's not a villain. He took the Hippocratic Oath, not an economist's oath. His job is to find and solve problems. He sees a mole and thinks about the risk of melanoma, not your bill. The system has created a conflict where his professional duty can become your financial problem. He is as much a hostage of the system as you are. The root of the problem is the fee-for-service model. This model economically rewards the quantity of procedures, not the outcome. Your health. The more a doctor does, the more the clinic earns. The fault lies not with the person, but with the architecture of this system. Knowing these phrases is half the battle. The other half is having ready answers. This isn't about arguments or distrusting your doctor. It's about setting financial boundaries. There's a simple script of a few sentences that will protect you in 90% of such situations, and I'm going to give it to you now. Your defense begins even when you call to make an appointment. You pick up the phone and say the first key phrase. Hello, I'd like to schedule a strictly preventive annual checkup that is fully covered by my insurance. Please confirm that a preventive code will be used for this visit. Let's call this the zero assumption protocol. You proactively, verbally, and in the call record, establish the purpose of the visit, leaving no room for the system's creative interpretation. And now you're in the office. The doctor says the trigger phrase, since you're here. Your response should be polite but firm. Thank you, doctor. I appreciate your concern. May I clarify, is this procedure included in my preventive visit, or will a separate code be used and a separate bill issued for it? This is a financial timeout. You politely stop the game and ask the referee to clarify the rules before making your next move. This is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. Let's say the doctor confirms it's a separate service. No panic. Your next step is the right to pause. You say, "Thank you for letting me know. I'd prefer not to make a spontaneous decision. Can we schedule this procedure for another day so I can contact my insurance first to confirm coverage?" This script is your way to switch your brain from System 1, fast, emotional thinking, to System 2, slow, analytical, as described by Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman. You remove the pressure of the moment and give yourself time for a considered financial decision. Imagine a scale of your financial control. Before the visit, it's 80%. In the doctor's office, before agreeing to a procedure, it reaches a peak of 95%. And after the bill is in your hands, it drops to 10. This is the law of financial leverage. Your small effort, one question asked at the right moment, can move the enormous weight of a potential bill. Trying to dispute a bill later. That's like trying to push a boulder with your bare hands. And now, the expert level. If a procedure is planned, you have every right to ask the clinic for its 5-digit CPT code. Then you call your insurance and ask, "Tell me, is procedure code 12345 covered by my plan?" Why is this necessary? Because the price for the same procedure with the same code can differ 5 to 10 times between two clinics just down the road. Research in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine showed that the cost of a routine heart ultrasound varied from $200 to $1,800. Knowing the code transforms you from a patient into a consumer. But what if you're watching this video too late, and the bill is already on your table? Don't despair. There's a clear algorithm to reduce that bill significantly or even eliminate it. And the first step in this algorithm is the most counterintuitive. Don't pay. Not a single cent. This is the first and most important rule. Panic is your enemy, and a hasty payment is your legal admission of guilt. In the legal realm, paying a bill, even partially, can be interpreted as implied consent to the amount of the debt. By not paying, you retain the right to dispute every figure. You're not refusing to pay. You are suspending payment pending clarification of details. Your first move is to call the clinic and demand they send you an itemized bill. Not a summary sheet, but a document with all medical codes, CPT codes, for each individual item. This is your legal right. Why is this necessary? Because according to Medical Billing Advocates of America, up to 80% of medical bills contain errors, from double billing for gloves to coding procedures that were never performed. You're not seeking justice. You're looking for specific errors in the documents. Once you have the bill, call the billing department again. Your tone should be inquisitive, not accusatory. Instead of, "You billed me incorrectly," say, "Hello, could you please help me understand? I received a bill and see that my visit code is listed as diagnostic. However, I scheduled a preventive exam. Could you check if there was a coding error?" The person on the other end is not your enemy. They are your potential ally who can fix an error with a single click of a mouse. If the clinic refuses to change the code, you file an appeal with your insurance. In writing, structure it as a chronological report. Date A, scheduled preventive visit. Date B, visit conducted. Purpose of visit, preventive. Discrepancy, bill issued as a diagnostic visit. Facts, dates, no emotions. That's what works. Switch your role. You are not a victim telling a sad story. You are an auditor pointing out a discrepancy in the accounting books. Auditors are listened to more carefully than victims. If even that doesn't help, then the heavy artillery comes into play. You mention the existence of patient advocates. These are professionals who, for a percentage of the saved amount, help fight such bills. They are often former medical coders or insurance employees. They know all the inner workings and weaknesses of the system. For the clinic, this is a signal that you are moving from the amateur league to the professional, and often, this signal alone is enough for the bill to magically adjust. It's often said that the healthcare system is broken. That's not true. The system isn't broken. It's perfectly designed to achieve precisely the results we see. Maximum profit extraction. It's a machine optimized for generating billable events, not for generating health. The economic incentive is built into making your visit stop being preventive and start being diagnostic. The complexity of this machine is its main defense mechanism. If pricing were simple, the entire medical billing industry would lose billions. This industry is called revenue cycle management, and its annual turnover exceeds $100 billion. Its sole task is to ensure that every cent that can legally, and sometimes not so legally, be extracted from you and your insurance is extracted. Transparency is its main enemy. That's why you shouldn't feel foolish if you've fallen into this trap. You've simply encountered a system that has been honing its rules against you for decades. Remember the viral cases where patients were billed $39 to hold their own baby after childbirth, or $11 for a disposable glove. You're not playing chess with an equal opponent. You're playing with a casino that writes the rules itself. Fighting a casino is difficult, but protecting yourself is realistic. Everything we've discussed today can be boiled down to 3 simple rules. This is your personal shield against 90% of financial traps in medicine. Let's solidify it in a final protocol. First, state your intent. When booking an appointment, always say the words, "strictly preventive visit." Second, ask about the code. Before any additional action by the doctor, ask, "Will this change the code for my visit and my bill?" Third, dispute the bill. If an unclear amount arrives, don't pay. Demand an itemized breakdown and file an appeal. This information should be basic literacy in the 21st century. Please share this video with those you care about. One simple viewing can save a family from serious financial problems. Consider this video a financial vaccine. One simple injection of knowledge today can prevent a serious financial illness for your friends and loved ones tomorrow. Give them this shot. Send the link. And now the main question. Do you think this entire convoluted system is the result of a tragic bureaucratic error that no one can fix? Or is it a brilliantly designed business preying on our fear and trust? Write just one word in the comments: error or business. Essentially, it's a choice between Hanlon's razor, never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity, and the idea of a consciously designed system for profit extraction. What wins in modern medicine? Chaos or calculation? I await your answers below.